Good Monday, makers. Welcome back to another episode of Maker Pipe Monday. My name is Dave. This week, we're going to check out 5 wildly creative conduit builds from the community. Let's get right into it. This first one is by Tim, and check out this rig. He's got his fly fishing raft up atop his SUV on this rack. And this is really neat because it's a winch system with rollers that he can winch this whole raft up, which must be pretty heavy. He can winch it up onto the back and you can see the rollers. He actually added this whole section, which it looks like is something other than conduit and maker pipe. He added that to his frame and then he built all of this down below with maker pipe and conduit. Here's a picture from the front. He's even got a light bar or LED lights on the front. If we zoom in, you can see those LED lights that he mounted on bottom. And here's a front picture of the winching mount or rack that he's got with carpet for the rails and everything. But let's take a look at the maker pipe part. He's got quite a number of 4-ways on the corners and a lot of T's there going down to make this lower section. He's got this lower rack section that he can put extra gear there. And then I like these bent guideposts right here. And it looks great. I think that's a lot of weight that it's carrying, and I hope it works out for you, Tim. I think it's a great build. I hope you have some great adventures with that rack and with your fly fishing. Thanks so much for sharing that. Here's one by Axel. He's been working really hard on his skiff, and he's really into kayaks and has been a great member of the community. Check out his YouTube channel here, and you can see this video he just released on the shakedown cruise for this skiff that he's been working on. But this is more of a hack that he came up with, and Axel's come up with a ton of different hacks. Really appreciative of that, and I like this one. What he did was he took this bungee cord and he just sandwiched it in between the T connector right there and there. So you can see he's got bungee cord that just goes up in between, and then a connector, because it's 2/2, it pinches down on the bungee cord. Great little solution because it doesn't take any other hardware other than what he's got for a structure of his seat. And then he's able to use his custom made fish measuring device right there and hold that nice and tight. But he asked me what might I use this hack for, which is a great question. I appreciate that, Axel. And my mind goes to I'm thinking about some storage for our van when we take it on camping trips. And I can see this kind of bungee would be great for stuffing some dirty laundry or some bedding material and keeping it in a cube. So that's what I think I might use this for. And I really appreciate that hack, Axel. Thanks so much for sharing it. This next one is posted by Jake and from Steven. And he recently had a birthday party for his wife at his home in his backyard. And he's got a beautiful backyard with the pool. And he created this canopy for shade specifically for the event. And let's take a look at how he did it. Here's a good picture of the structure he made. But he's got 5 vertical posts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can only imagine that he didn't put a post right here just for the view, right? And what he did to support that long span, because that's a pretty good span. It looks like a big canopy. So he made 2 parallel horizontals and then braced them in between, which kind of makes a truss that strengthens that and makes it a little bit more rigid. But he suspended or stretched the tarp over here in tension in between to kind of pull that and hold that up. Well done on figuring that out. And I'm glad everybody had a nice time at the party, and this had a small part in it. So, Stephen, thanks so much for posting that and sending it in. Next one we've got is by Art. And Art works in the press room with UCSB men's soccer. And that's UC Santa Barbara. They're the Gauchos. So go Gauchos. But he needed to put his press room outdoors on the field during COVID. And this is the backdrop that he created. So he's got the backdrop stretched on this frame that he made out of conduit and maker pipe fittings. And you can see a couple details. He didn't use too many connectors here. Some T connectors up in these top corners. So that's 2 T's. And then big long feet to support it if it catches any wind, which is a great idea. So I can see 2 90 degrees there and there. So 2 90s. And then he braced the back with 2 45s. I have to imagine because there's a pipe running across there's 2 T's as well. So 4 45s, and that's 4T. So 4, 6, 10 connectors to make that big structure. So Art, thanks so much for posting that. I like your build. I hope that kept you guys safe and gave you a place to hold your press room and your game day interviews, post game interviews. And thanks so much for the picture. Go Gauchos. Henry here. He made an L-shaped desk, which is a great value. He did this on a budget, and there it is. He used IKEA top, which are just unbelievable how inexpensive these IKEA tops are. And then a frame made out of conduit maker pipe. So what a big desk for $180, if you can believe that, the total. And I looked up these tabletops by IKEA, lag captains, lag captains, $24 for this big tabletop. And it comes in a few different colors. They're 48 inches long, 4 feet, 2 feet deep. What a deal. And he used 2 of those in this desk. Here's a structure that we can kind of take a look at how he did it. Zoom in here to one of the legs. A number of T's, so you can see a TT right there, made that kind of H frame, T down here. And then he did a 45-degree brace on the back with another 45 right here on top of a 90. I like that. A few 180s, a 4-way here, another 180 to kind of create this corner section, and there was no front support. So it's nice. It keeps a leg out from under, and you can pull up right to the desk. And then he did the same on the other side. So just a few connectors, not a whole lot of pipe. And then, can you believe it? $180 for the whole thing. Oh, and also we forgot to mention he prototyped it out of minis, our modeling connectors. So I got an idea how he was going to do it before he actually went and built. So a great example of Henry's desk for under $200. That you just can't beat that. I love seeing it. So Henry, thank you so much for posting that. I know people are going to follow in your footsteps with that one. Appreciate it. And this week, we are also traveling to Hartford, Connecticut. Really excited about attending a Make 48 challenge. Make 48 is an organization that puts on these 48-hour maker contests where a group of teams solve a specific problem. They make prototypes, they ideate, and then they come up with an actual prototype. And there's one going on in Hartford, Connecticut that we're going to attend and help out. We're going to see our friend Ethan Carter there. He's going to be there helping people build with MakerPipe and hopefully prototype a little bit with Conduit. And then we also have these pictures. We saw this on their Instagram from their Indianapolis event that they had a couple weeks ago. Check this out. Those are a couple of the teams working in the makerspace to do the contest. And then we found this where they were building with MakerPipe. Looks like some box structure that they used MakerPipe to prototype quickly. So we're excited to hang out with them and get to know the Make 48 people a little bit better. If you have a second, go to their Instagram, go Make 48, and check out some of the things they're doing. Make48.com, and they're on PBS, an upcoming season. You can check them out there. So really cool and excited to work with them as well. Thanks everybody for tuning in. If you like these builds, you want to see more, we do this every week. We'd love to have you subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.